Hello, welcome to Blue Diamond Coasters, and I am here today at one of my favorite parks in the world, Hersheypark.
Things gone wrong in the happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo.
Hersheypark has been making people deliriously happy for 100 years. Isn't this the year you should find out why?
This is my second time so far here this year. The first time was during their springtime in the park, but I'm back here in June to finally, after about 2 years, finally get back on Stormrunner. It has been closed since the start of 2020 due to complications from coronavirus and delays in shipping new parts, but I haven't ridden it since about May 2019. It's been that long.
It's been 84 years.
Because I went twice in 2019, the other time it was closed for rain. So it'll be great to finally get back on one of my favorite rides here. For a while it was my number one, then it kind of dropped down to number 3. Now it's sitting at number 3, but maybe after today it'll flip back and forth with Candemonium, because right now they're neck and neck for number 10 and number 11, so I'll see what happens. I'll probably also get a bunch of re-rides on Sky Rush, probably also get on my usual favorites, Great Bear and Candemonium, and if I get enough done today and still have some time left over, I might leave the park a bit early and go check out this new Devil coaster that's next state over.
Don't test it. Yeah, well, they work here. Come on.
He's coming for you out.
Okay. Well, if there's no point in leaving there for an hour.
For the first time in a while, I'm actually not heading straight to Sky Rush. It's my number 2 coaster, but today, since it's been nearly 2 years that I've ridden Stormrunner, I'm just gonna head straight there first. And there's a rope drop.
Okay, we're going to be here for 4 days, so remember, we don't have to get out there and see everything at once.
Yeah, let's pace ourselves. Just take it real easy.
So I did a bit of change of plans. I wasn't 100% sure if Stormrunner was going to be open for their whole early hour entry thing. So I decided to just head over to Sky Rush for the first half hour, and I don't care that it kills my legs. I love that freaking ride. It's just so... It just fascinates me how insane Intamin really was to say, hey, remember I-305, one of the most intense coasters in the world? Let's put that over to the size of a pond and see what happens, and I think it was for the best.
Also, I'm glad they opened up this pathway again to Sky Rush. It gets really great views of both that and Comet and the... Again, they put a ride as intense as I-305 over this small of an area. It's just insane. I think I'm gonna head over to Stormrunner and finally get on that Intamin accelerator. It's been closed for over a year and a half. Now if you jump,
So, just got off Stormrunner after a couple times, and I miss that thing. That thing is great. I have to ride Candemonium to see how it compares to that. Right now, those two are kind of neck and neck. But I kind of realized something about one of the inversions on the ride.
now if you've been on a Velocicoaster, that roll might look very familiar to you. It really feels like Universal just said, hey, can we just take that and move it closer to the ground?
I mean, I don't know, this is pretty cool and all, but I mean, I don't see the thing working underwater.
Plus, it even works underwater.
I'll take your entire stock!
You know, I wanted to go on Fahrenheit back there, but when I get to it, I see that it's broken down for maintenance. Alright. And they said, oh, don't worry, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. So I go to the bathroom and then come back and it's open. Alright, get in line, wait there for about 4 minutes and it broke down again. Yeah, not today, Intamin. Just got off the Great Bear. Now, I haven't been on either Montu or Banshee. It's been a while since I've been on things like Alpengeist Raptor. But this is still my favorite B&M invert. I'm sorry. I just love it. The way it works with the terrain and the other areas of the park is just ingenious.
Where's this ride's Princess and the Frog overlay? You know, with these little corn things they have here, I feel like I'm Chris Pratt in Jurassic World feeding the raptors. Easy blue. Easy blue. Ooh, oh, they're fighting over it. My favorite part about Great Bear, that support. Like, how?
That thing does not obey the laws of physics at all.
Alright, just got one more ride on that beauty right there. I still love it. I know it's got its haters, but it's just it's the pinnacle of Intamin. It is. If this was their last ride, like if this was their X2 and they just stopped after that, I would be satisfied because it is their pinnacle of roller coaster design, in my opinion. But now that they're still going, we've got rides like Pantheon and Velocicoaster coming, so both of those look incredible. Velocicoaster, in fact, might be the one ride that could top this. If I can see. I don't know, it's going to be really close, but I definitely feel like Velocicoaster will get to top 3, and this is number 2.
off my one ride on Candemonium. I was really afraid that would have a super long line, but not bad, about 20-minute wait. The app's at 180, so it was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Well, had my fill of Hershey for today. Now it's on to a certain RMC Raptor. I have now arrived at Great Adventure. It's about an hour and a half till closing. This is probably the closest to closing that I've ever arrived at a park. It's also the closest I've ever parked to this piece of trash right here. I don't usually park on this area of the parking lot. I usually am like early, so I'm way down there. But I heard Jersey Devil's running today, thank goodness, so I didn't waste 2.5 hours to drive over here. But hopefully I'll get my first ride on it. My first new credit in a while, or at least a new for 2021 coaster credit. Brand new coaster. After all these years, finally a new one at Great Adventure. That's right. So I left the park. It's been a little while. I'm at a rest stop right now to get dinner, even though it's like 8 o'clock. But boy, do I have a story about Jersey Devil. Good news, I got on the ride 3 times. But let's talk about my experience with the Jersey Devil. So I got in line. It was a decent-sized line, maybe like 25, 30 minutes. I was really hoping, because I only had about an hour and 20 minutes left, I really was hoping just to get 2, maybe 3 rides on it. So I get a certain amount of ways up, and it breaks down. And it was down for a good while, probably 20, 25 minutes. I was praying to Alan Schilke that they would reopen it. Eventually they did, and a lot of people left the line, so by that point I started maybe right underneath where you go under the lift hill, but by the end I was at the station. So I was able to get on. Since I was a single rider and they had an empty seat, they just said, we can't really wait, we have to get on it now. So they put me in, and it was the middle. So then, after I got off that middle ride, I got back in, and the line was pretty short since it just reopened, and I was able to get the lucky back row ride. My tip, if you're a single rider, since it's a single file train, they usually load from front to back, and if they have an odd number, they always need usually either doubles or triples, or most of the time they need singles to fill in that one empty seat. And since I'm always usually a single rider, that's perfect for me to get the back row. So then I got my second ride in the back row. It was a great ride. And as I'm getting off the train, I hear them calling for a single. And I look to the lady they're sending in seats, and I just say, I'm still single. And I want to give a shout out to her. I didn't catch her name, but to that worker at the Jersey Devil coaster that let me go in a third ride, like right as I got off, basically cutting the line. Shout out to you. She let me back on that last train, or the back car of that last train, and I was able to get my third ride on it.
and it breaks down again. So we were at the final brake run. Basically, I was right on that curve going back in. The train in front of us, the front train pretty much in the group, was about half in the station, half out of the station. Then there was us. Then there was the train behind us that was on that final brake run. And I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute, where's the fourth train? It's on the mid-course. And I'm kind of disappointed. I wish I was on that train just to say that I got stuck on the mid-course of Jersey Devil. They didn't evac anybody. It was only like a quick 5-minute fix. They literally had to push the train in front of us to get it going again. We eventually got off, and then by that point, it was already 7 o'clock, and the ride closed. But all in all, those 3 rides were fun. I'm really glad I got them in. I was going through all the emotions of, all right, finally be able to get to ride it. Hopefully I get 2 or 3 rides. Oh no, I might not get any. 2, oh, I'm getting 3. So all in all, a successful day at both Hershey and Great Adventure. Now, as for my thoughts on the ride itself, so like I mentioned, I got 1 ride in the middle, and then 2 in the very back seat. The first ride was in the middle, and after I got off, I'm like, okay, this is top 25, definitely, maybe even top 15. But I remember people telling me the back row is the row you want to get on. So I got my 2 rides in the back row, and that first drop in the back row, I was standing, pretty much. At least it felt like I was standing. I got a bit of room on my restraint, so that first drop is insane. It's great that we have 2 amazing first drops in the park. El Toro and then Jersey Devil. Those are 2 great first drops in the back rows. And the rest of the ride, especially the first half, I was just laughing the whole time of just how insane this was. Because this was my first RMC single rail coaster, and this was my first RMC coaster. I've only ridden Lightning Rod, Twisted Timbers, and Twisted Colossus. And so this was a really fun and different ride than all those other 3. So yeah, I loved this ride. It's a great ride. I think it fits really well. I'm glad that there's finally a great coaster in Great Adventure since 2006. Just the feeling of on that ride, that feeling where just like, I've been watching this coaster, all the hype over it, building and construction and all the build up and hype to it for the past 2 years, and now I'm sitting on it. And honestly, this is a great ride. In terms of the park, it is definitely the second best in the park. It won't top El Toro. I don't think anything really could. But it definitely tops both Nitro and Ka. Now, as for my overall ranking, it is very close. So right now, it's definitely top 10. It is also certainly top 5. It's really close because my number 1 is El Toro, then Sky Rush, then Lightning Rod, parentheses 2016. I wrote it during that pre-trial period before they slowed it down a bunch. And then my number 4 is Twisted Timbers and then Twisted Colossus. So all the RMCs are kind of right next to each other that I've been on. I feel like it'll definitely take me a while, but as of now, I'm going to put it at number 4. In between Lightning Rod, parentheses 2016, and Twisted Timbers. It's been a while since I've been back on Twisted Timbers. I only got 2 rides on a couple of years ago. But I feel like this one is just so more unique. You got the 0G stall, that really weird turnaround. The 0G roll is super tight. That dive loop and the first drop I think is much better. The normal drop on Jersey Devil is much better than the twisted drop on Twisted Timbers. But Twisted Timbers also has those 3 airtime hills, so it's very close. If I ever get back to King's Dominion, maybe within the next year or so, I'll definitely know for sure. But as of right now, I think it's number 4. I don't think it will top Lightning Rod 2016 version. I almost want to put that as like 3A because it's an experience I'll never get. I'm sad I only got 1 ride on it, and I want to kind of like give it a little asterisk of, because I know once I get back on Lightning Rod, I might as well count it as a different type of ride since it's so different from the first time. But I'll have to see if I ever get back to Dollywood, maybe this year or the next year. So all in all, yeah, Jersey Devil, I'd give the middle seat and maybe probably the front parts of the train, it's definitely at least an 8 or 9 out of 10 ride. Like, it's still a great ride outside of the back, but those back rows are a 10 out of 10 for sure. I was just so glad. This day was a really long day, and I'm so glad that it worked out in the end, so that I was able to go from Hershey and then go straight to Jersey Devil. It feels so weird that I rode Skyrush this morning and I rode Stormrunner this morning. It feels like it's been a while, even though that was only a couple hours ago. It's weird how time works that way.
Einstein said time was relative, right?
So yeah, I think that does it for this vlog. Thank you for watching. Make sure to do the usual, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok. I actually posted the TikTok today for Stormrunner. I kind of bit of a callback to my ranking series. I'll definitely be putting out a couple more TikToks that I filmed stuff for today, and I'll also do a official ranking of Jersey Devil, an official review of it on my TikTok for you guys. I also have a bit of a deleted scene, the little bit that I filmed for Candemonium. If I hit 100 subscribers, I'll release the deleted scene. So there's your motivation to boost my channel. So until next time, this is Blue Diamond Coasters. See ya.
Introducing Super
Hersheypark,
where all your favorite characters go toe-to-toe in one 4-player star-studded slam fest. Only on Nintendo 64.
I thought you were dead.
My death was greatly exaggerated. So, you're the punk I've heard about.
Ah!